Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. This space is all about personal growth, self-improvement, and finding peace within ourselves. Today, I'm diving into something that might make a lot of us uncomfortable at first: being alone. But trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. In fact, I'll be sharing insights from Lane Moore's book, The Art of Being Alone, which will totally change the way you view solitude. Whether you're someone who finds being alone a bit too daunting or someone looking to deepen their relationship with yourself, this book has some profound lessons for all of us. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore how we can truly embrace solitude and use it for personal growth. Now, let's jump right into it. Chapter 1. Embracing Solitude. In the opening chapter of The Art of Being Alone, Lane Moore emphasizes the beauty of embracing solitude rather than fearing it. So often we associate being alone with negative emotions like loneliness, rejection, or emptiness. But Moore flips that narrative on its head. She encourages readers to see being alone as an opportunity, a chance to get to know yourself in ways that might not be possible in the hustle of daily life. Rather than filling our lives with distractions and constantly seeking validation from others, Moore argues that solitude gives us the space to really reflect on what we want, not what others expect from us. This chapter invites you to ask deep questions about your values, your passions, and your emotional needs. Moore makes it clear that solitude isn't about being isolated from the world. It's about reconnecting with yourself in a way that allows for real personal growth. She even shares personal anecdotes, showing how she learned to enjoy her own company and how you can too. Embracing solitude, as Moore describes it, is not just about being alone physically, but also emotionally, without fear or shame. It's a shift in perspective, from seeing loneliness as something negative to recognizing that it can be one of the most fulfilling and empowering experiences we can have. Chapter 2. Self-Care and Healing. In this chapter, Moore goes deeper into how solitude is a vital part of the healing process. If you've ever been through a difficult time, whether it's a breakup, a loss, or just a rough patch, it can be tempting to distract yourself with external things. But Moore points out that true healing happens when we take the time to sit with our emotions, reflect on what's happened, and give ourselves permission to feel. Self-care isn't just about face masks or bubble baths, though those are great too. It's about giving ourselves the space to process pain and discomfort without rushing to fix ourselves. The healing journey, according to Moore, can only begin when we stop running from our emotions. Solitude, in this sense, becomes a nurturing space where we can listen to ourselves, allow for tears, and be kind to ourselves in ways we might not have known were possible. Moore gives practical tips on how to use solitude for self-care, such as journaling or simply sitting quietly with yourself, free from the pressure of having to do anything. She teaches us that by creating the space to heal alone, we can grow stronger and more resilient over time. Solitude doesn't have to feel like a punishment. Instead, it can be a sanctuary where you come back to yourself and rebuild your emotional strength. Chapter 3. Breaking the Fear of Being Alone. One of the most powerful aspects of this book is how Lane Moore addresses the deep-rooted fear that many of us have about being alone. From childhood, we are often taught that being alone means something is wrong with us, that we're unworthy or unloved. Moore works to dismantle this fear by showing us that the fear of being alone is rooted in cultural myths and misconceptions. She offers a fresh perspective. Being alone doesn't mean being abandoned, and it certainly doesn't mean being unloved. In fact, it's often in our moments of solitude that we can most clearly hear our own thoughts and desires without the noise of external influences. The more we fear being alone, the harder it becomes to form meaningful connections with others. By learning to be at peace with ourselves in solitude, we open the door to healthier relationships, both with others and with ourselves. Moore provides practical advice on how to start working through this fear, such as journaling to identify the root causes of your loneliness or simply sitting with uncomfortable feelings instead of running from them. The chapter is a liberating invitation to redefine what it means to be alone and embrace solitude as an essential part of living a fulfilled life. Chapter 4: Building a Meaningful Relationship with Yourself. In this chapter, Moore dives into the importance of developing a meaningful, loving relationship with yourself. Too often, we look for external validation or rely on others to fill the emotional gaps in our lives. But the key to long-lasting happiness and self-fulfillment lies in how we treat ourselves when no one else is around. Moore challenges the notion that we need to seek constant approval from others to feel valuable. Instead, she suggests that true contentment comes from within. She talks about self-compassion, the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would offer to a close friend. When we build a strong, positive relationship with ourselves, we are more capable of nurturing healthy relationships with others. This chapter teaches us that self-love is not about perfection. It's about accepting all parts of ourselves, including the messy, imperfect bits. Through practical exercises and real-life examples, Moore shows us how to create space for self-discovery, self-respect, and self-love. By learning to be comfortable in our own company, we can start to develop a deep, loving relationship with ourselves that serves as the foundation for all our other relationships. Chapter 5: Creativity and Self-Discovery. In the final chapter, Lane Moore explores how solitude can be a powerful catalyst for creativity and self-discovery. When we're constantly surrounded by people, it's easy to lose touch with our own ideas, passions, and creative impulses. But solitude provides the perfect opportunity to reconnect with that inner spark. Moore shares how being alone allowed her to explore her creativity in ways she never thought possible, whether it was through writing, art, or just thinking freely without distractions. This chapter encourages readers to use their alone time as a space for creative expression and self-exploration. The beauty of solitude is that it removes the external noise, allowing you to listen to your true desires and passions. Whether you're an artist, a writer, or someone who just wants to explore new hobbies, being alone can be an incredibly freeing experience. Moore also discusses how creativity often emerges from the places within us that we are most afraid to explore. By embracing solitude, we give ourselves permission to delve into these areas without fear of judgment or failure. This chapter is a celebration of the endless possibilities that open up when we embrace our own company and allow ourselves to grow through creativity. All right, guys, that's it for today's deep dive into the art of being alone. I hope this video inspired you to rethink what it really means to be alone and to see it as a powerful tool for personal growth. If you're ready to embrace solitude and build a healthier, more fulfilling relationship with yourself, remember that it's a journey, one step at a time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on solitude and how it's impacted your life. Drop a comment below and let's chat about it. And if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, self-love is the best kind of love. Until next time, take care of yourself.